Hello and welcome to this video on how to run a free no-code latent profile analysis in Jamovi. My name is Geiser, I'm an instructor with QuantFish. In this video I want to show you a free point-and-click option for estimating a latent profile analysis. And this really works quickly with just a few mouse clicks, which is pretty nice. So let's get started and let's check this out. So the first thing that I'm going to do in Jamovi is load a data file. And I'm doing that by clicking on the icon in the upper left-hand side corner. And then I'm going to go to Open. And so here I can browse on my computer the folder where I have my data file. In this case, I'm going to open this data file lpa_gender.txt. You can see down here that Jamovi allows you to open data files in a variety of different formats, including text files, Excel files, SPSS data files, SAS data files, and others. So that's really nice. So we can open this text file here. So here you can see the variables. And in this case, I'm analyzing 5 sum scores of a personality test that measured the big 5 personality traits: emotional stability, extroversion, openness, agreeableness, and conscientiousness. So those are continuous variables that we can use in a latent profile analysis to analyze personality profiles. The module in Jamovi that I'm going to use for this is called SNORMM. So this is the module here. If you don't see that in your point and click menu in Jamovi, you can go to modules and then you can go to the Jamovi library where you will find it, and then you can install it in your Jamovi software. So when you click on SNORMM, you can see there are a bunch of options, including Rush model, classical latent class analysis, and also LCA with ordinal variables, and below that you find latent profile analysis. So we click on that, and then on the left hand side you can select your variables for the analysis. So in this case I'm going to select the big 5 scale scores, and I'm going to move them over into the variables field. The default is a 2-class solution. If you want more classes, then you can change that. In this case, I want a 3-class solution, so I'm going to enter 3 here. Notice that the default setting is that means will differ across classes, but variances will be set equal across classes for all indicators. Also, covariances within class are assumed to be 0 by default. You can change both the default variance setting. You can change that to varying. In that case, the variances would be allowed to differ between classes. And you can also specify a different covariance setting, either equal or varying covariances across classes. Under statistics, we can request additional output. We will get a table with overall model fit, and so we can get an additional fit table with additional fit statistics. And then of course we would want to take a look at the estimates and their standard errors. Also, you can save class membership to the data file by checking that option here, person membership, and you can save posterior probabilities to your data file so that you can see how likely each person was to belong to each class. So this can also be added. And there's an option for various plots. I like to take a look at the percentage of class plot because I want to know the class sizes. And so the class sizes are not provided as part of the estimates table in this option, but they are provided in this plot. So then you can see the percentage in each class. Also, I like to request the line plot, which is probably the key output in a latent profile analysis, which gives you the actual profile of class profile plot or profiles of class specific means. So that's definitely something that we would like to look at. So while we were looking at all these options here, Jamovi is still working on the output. It takes a while because Jamovi evaluates different sets of starting values to make sure that the solution is valid. So it can take a while before the output is generated and visible. Now we finally got our output, and you can see that the first piece of information here is a set of BIC values for different class solutions, including the 2 and 3 class model for different sets of starting values. And so below that, Jamovi tells us that the best model according to the BIC information criterion is model 1 with 3 classes. So that's right here. So that's this one with a BIC value of 14,402. And so that is a solution that I validated using Mplus. Mplus is a commercial software program for latent class and latent profile analysis, which has a little bit more options. And so I used Mplus with multiple sets of starting values to make sure that this solution is reproduced. And I got almost exactly the same BIC value, just the decimals were a little bit different here. So this appears to be a valid solution. So the 3-class model has a good BIC value. In the next table, you can find more information criteria, so more different statistics that you may not need. I usually just use the BIC, and that is often a good indicator of the number of classes. Below that is another model fit table, and so here you get the same fit statistics again for the 3-class model, and then in addition you get the bootstrap likelihood ratio test value. So that's a chi-square difference test for testing 2 classes versus 3 classes, and you can see that the bootstrap likelihood ratio test statistic has a significant p-value that is based on bootstrapping. And so that significant p-value indicates that the 3-class model fits significantly better than the 2-class model. So the 2-class model is rejected in favor of the 3-class model. Next is a table with parameter estimates. And so here we get the class-specific means and variances. Notice that the means vary across classes. So first we have here class 1. And so the 5 means for the 5 indicators are given first for class 1. And then below that are the variances for class 1. And then we have the means for class 2, the variances for class 2, and then the means for class 3. And at the bottom, the variances for class 3. Now the variances are all equal across classes for a given indicator, but the means are allowed to vary. Now, this is kind of difficult to interpret because eyeballing those mean differences across classes is fairly difficult based on this table. We will see later that the profile plot makes this a lot easier for us. Before we get there, let's take a look at the percentage in each class, which is provided by this plot. Now, unfortunately, the default plot here is cut off a little bit in the middle, so we can't see what the prevalence is of class 2, but we can change that by changing the size of this plot on the left-hand side. So if I increase this to 1000, then the adjusted plot will show us all the percentages properly. Now you can see that the plot is a little bit wider, and so we can see that we have 36% in class 1, 38.6% in class 2, and 25.4% in class 3. Also, the counts are given based on our sample, so 271 individuals in class 1, 291 in class 2, and 191 in class 3. Last but not least, we get the profile plot with the class-specific means, and this is most useful to interpret the classes because here you can very clearly see how the profiles differ. Class 1, the red class, is one with medium emotional stability, medium extraversion, medium openness, and low agreeableness, low conscientiousness. Those individuals are often referred to as under-controllers. Next is class 2 with high scores on all big 5, so emotional stability, extraversion, openness, agreeableness, and conscientiousness all high. Those are often referred to as resilience. And then finally we have the green class 3, which has pretty much the opposite pattern of class 1, where they are low on emotional stability, low on extraversion, low on openness, but high on agreeableness and high on conscientiousness. And so those individuals are often referred to as over-controllers because they are a little bit neurotic, so they have low emotional stability, high neuroticism, and they have high conscientiousness, so they often try to control everything. One last thing that I want to show you is that Jamovi also adds class membership information to the data, and we can see that by clicking on data. And then at the end of our data file, we now have an additional variable that says membership. And so this is the estimated class membership for each person in the 3 classes based on their most likely class membership probability. So the highest probability for each individual determines what class they will be assigned to. And so you can see, for example, person 1 was assigned to class 1, and the next person was assigned to class 2, and so on. So that's also useful information. I hope you found this useful. My name is Christian Geiser, and I'll see you in the next video.